Being afraid to challenge. That's why I'm going to open off this video by saying I was just working out. As you can see, I'm sweaty as shit. I just finished working out and I had this epiphany. I never did hamstring since secondary school. Right now I am 18 years and I haven't challenged somebody in hand strength ever actually. But the last time I did hand strength, when I was about 14 years of age, I was challenged by someone and I lost terribly. Now, you know how people is at that age. They just want to win. So they would go to a person who's weak but not too weak. And that's what happened to me. I remember I had a school friend, his name was Bradley, and we was in art class. At the time, my arms was scrawny, probably like this, you know, that kind of way. And I was challenged. I couldn't let down the challenge because I'd look like a bitch, right? So I accepted, and of course I lost, right? And ever since then, I never entertained the topic of hand strength. And if you zoom out a bit more, you'd realize that it's not only hand strength but challenges in general. And whilst working out, as I said, I had the random idea to challenge somebody in hand strength because all of a sudden I feel as if I am competent enough. I mean, I've been working out for years, right? So naturally, and I decided to go to the person that is with me on my level. It's not somebody astronomically above me, but it's somebody near me. And it's one of my closest friends, right? And I haven't done it yet, but I will challenge him. Now, it sounds odd to challenge somebody. It sounds like something we'd say back in Roman times when two men want the same woman. They would challenge each other to a duel, or that's like something cowboys would say. But that is when men were alive. And I think the topic of challenge isn't something entertaining today. I love watching sports. I love watching any kind of sport. I love doing any kind of sport. Not because I have this special ability to adapt. Yes, that is one of my characteristics. But the reason why I do it is because I want the challenge. I want to challenge different people in different things. It's something I've been doing since secondary school, which is why it was so hard for me to leave, because at the time I had just started coming on my shell. I had just started challenging people. I had just started to find people worthy of a challenge. So it was very hard for me to leave that environment and now be by myself. But I catch back myself progressively. And I am working towards a future where I could not worry about work and time and just do what I want. Because I love challenging people. It sounds weird, I know. But I love challenging people. But at the same time, it's one of the things that I fear the most. And it's so weird how it was written that way. That the very thing you love is the very thing you are afraid of. And this is what my intentions are. I wanted to challenge this good friend of mine to a workout. A general workout. I'm not going and challenge him in one body part. I want to challenge him in everything. So, him out. I want to challenge him in warm-up, upper body, abs, lower body, and forearms, right? Because generally when we're working out, those are the 5 main things that we would do. Not all the time, but those are the main components. So, usually we'd warm up with skips. I want to keep everything foundational. So, for warm up, it's skips. For arms, it's push-ups. I stick with body weight. I don't really want to lift no weights. I want to stay with body weight. For abs, it would be either watty hold or planks. For lower body, it would either be a medicine ball throw or wall sits. And for forearms, we'd be gripping, let's say this is the dumbbell here, we usually use the 25 pound and we grip it with our fingers alone and we hold it down here. And we hold it for as long as we could. And of course the hamstring. And I feel as if it was something meant to happen because I'm afraid of doing it, and that encourages me even more to do it because I don't want fear to rule over my life. And the first thing that came to mind when I thought about the challenge was, fuck no, what if I lose? That's the first thing that came to mind. I don't want to lose. I understand. But you see how you just think? You see how you just think? Working out is your comfort zone. This is something you do very often. So for you to be afraid of something in your field, that is a red flag. You know why? Because when it's time to do something outside of your comfort zone, what then? You wouldn't do it at all because it's so hard for you to mount up the courage to do it now with something you're accustomed doing. You're accustomed skipping, you're accustomed doing push-ups, you're accustomed doing watty holds or planks, you're accustomed doing wall sits or medicine ball throws. You're accustomed to the dumbbell grip. The only thing I could get, the only thing I could allow the fear for is the hamstring. But having a fear to do everything is that. You shouldn't be afraid to challenge anybody. You know why? Because if I was to cut my skin on every other human being's skin on earth, same thing would come out. A red substance we call blood. In the next 150 years or so, every single human being that is alive on this earth right now, whether they born today or if they're a month and 7 weeks old, or if they're 26 years old, or if they're 53 years old, every single person in the next 120 to 150 years will be dead in the dust. So why should I be afraid to challenge somebody? And the same principle applies to why should I be, actually let me shorten that sentence. Why should I be afraid? Why? You could do the craziest shit. And I mean, think about the craziest shit you could possibly do. And there's a 80 to 90% chance that within the next 3 to 5 years, 80 to 90% of the population will forget about it. What's the craziest thing you could think about doing right now? Craziest thing, I mean the craziest fucking thing. People will forget. There will be a person who will see you do that, and they would wake up the next day and they will forget about it. There will be a few people who will talk about it for days or weeks. Some people even years, according to how crazy your imagination is. But they will all forget. They will all forget. and I doesn't even know what to say sometimes. Because you put your mind in a superiority complex. You put your mind in the mind of the superior you, and you'll realize that you waste, and I mean it, you waste a lot of time. The second best time to do it is now. The best time to do it already passed. The best time to do it was yesterday, the day before, or last week. They didn't do it. But the second best time is now. And we still not going to do it. The world doesn't care. And now, don't take this as a message to go and listen to that evil voice in your head who will tell you to steal or kill, or because nobody would care, nobody would remember. I ain't saying that, soldier. Do everything with a filter of Christ. I don't know why people think to live an exhilarating life you need to depart from the Lord. You do realize that partying and sex isn't the two most exhilarating things on earth, right? I would love to jump out of a plane. I would love to go skiing. I would love to get on a plane. I would love to go hiking. I would love to go... Where would I love to go? I don't think about that. But there are many things that we would all love to do that isn't contrary to Christ. Partying isn't the most exhilarating thing on earth. Semen coming out of your dick isn't the most exhilarating thing in the world. You understand what I'm saying? There are things that you could do that you remember for life. Even spreading the word. And I might be a hypocrite. I might say this on next week you'd still see me washing a Axio or Audi or a Tida or a Santa Fe or a Corolla or a Hilux. You might still catch me doing it. But there's somebody who would see this and realize, okay, yeah, for real. What is actually holding me back? For real. I don't know. Can't say. Can't say at all. Anyways, I don't know. Love and respect. Well, I don't know. Love and respect.